So the other day I was at a client's and I needed to work with one of their horses and do some more gymnastic exercises, which ideally would have been best if I was using a Cavesson. So a communication from the centre of their nose from the front, but all they had was a rope halter. So what were my options? Clip the lead rope directly onto the halter. This has many problems. One being that the clip of the lead rope, being metal, would be banging up against the horse's nose, impacted by the fact that the two knots on the lead rope on the halter are far apart, so that it would slide from left to right and not maintain a central position. So that really wasn't an option that I was prepared to do, because if you're asking a horse to do something more gymnastic because you're trying to check some biomechanics, you want to be able to be presenting the question in the best way possible. And that's not with a sliding metal clip on a wide noseband, obviously. So after having a quick look around at what they had, I made a centre point out of the rope halter using 2 pieces of nautical yachting rope, 10mm, and what you're going to see in the video following is exactly what I did there, and maybe it will be useful for you if you find yourself in a similar position when you don't have at hand a Cavesson. Will what I made be as refined as a Cavesson? No, but it will be a lot more refined than using just the rope halter and trying to work with the horse with the correct position of the head and the neck underneath on the knot on the head collar from underneath. That for sure. I think what I've made here is a good alternative. It's a backyard solution. It's cheap, it's kind, and anybody can do it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a go, and I'd love to see your examples that you come up with. So post pictures below, and yeah, let me know how you get on. Tutorial for today: turning your rope halter into a centre communication like a Cavesson without the metal. So I begin by hanging the rope halter onto an inanimate object, and here we have Drifty. This is our driftwood. Because you don't want to be doing this while it's on the head of the horse if your horse is a little bit uncomfortable with a lot of touching and management around the head. And it's okay to do it once you're proficient at making it, but I would certainly practice on something that is not going to complain too much, like Drifty here. So hang your halter so that you can see what you're doing. So I've got a little piece of simple yachting rope here, 10mm yachting rope, and it's about 45 centimeters long. And this halter is for a cob. So just to give you an idea of what I'm working with here. So take your yachting rope and make a knot around these 2 pieces of your halter behind the nose knot. So it's once round, twice round, then tuck the end through those 2 loops and pull it snug to the knot. Okay, like that. Then take the rope and find the centre, and then just on the, as I'm looking at it, on the left of the centre, make a knot. Like so. And don't worry if it comes undone, you can always put it back up again. Then find centre again, and then onto the right of centre another knot. Just a simple knot. You're just creating a buffer really for the centerpiece, and then you can adjust those together so they're about, I don't know, 2 centimeters apart as knots go. Okay, then take the end and do the same on this side behind this knot. So round once, round twice, and then you're tucking it in underneath both of the loops and pulling it tight. So now what you've got is a piece of rope that's fixed on this end that's going to buffer up against this knot, fixed on this end that's going to buffer up against this knot, and 2 simple knots in the middle which create a space for where you're going to be communicating from in the centre. Now you could just attach the lead rope here, but that sort of defeats the object of not having any metal banging into the horse's nose. So then what we do is we take another little bit of yachting rope. It doesn't have to be a different colour, it's just to help demonstrate what we're doing here. And then in between the noseband of the actual halter and the new little piece that we've put on creating our Cavesson, you push through the other little piece of rope. Make sure that the ends are even. So you take these 2 free ends, you've created this little loop here through the centre of the noseband, and the new rope is on the bottom like that. And this is what you're going to be hooking onto to communicate in the centre. So you need to fix this, don't you? So you take the left hand side and you go down the middle, then up and round, and then through this loop that you've just made and the knot on the left, as you see. And then you're going to go with this one down and round the edge of the loop there, through the loop that you've just made and through the knot loop here, like that. Then you're going to hold this with your finger and pull that tight, and then pull that tight, and then just pull everything tight so that it's all nice and secure. And you can wiggle these knots close so that this isn't going to move, and you can wiggle these knots close so they're nice and buffered up, and you can tidy it up. You can get rid of these longer ends, and then you take your lead rope and you can clip on. That now is where you're going to be communicating from, and as you can see, you've just turned a simple rope halter into a centre communication as Cavesson. How cool is that? And there's no metal now touching the horse, and what we've created is actually quite smooth. Lays flat on the horse's nose. Now, is it as precise as a regular a professional Cavesson's leather and chains and rings? Probably not. Is it better for communicating when you're trying to do some more technical things than under here? Is it a pretty good alternative that you can create in the field with a few bits of rope that you might have hanging around, or certainly if you have to buy them, they will cost you very little compared to an actual Cavesson if you're just doing some small in-hand work, some stepping under, some little bit of shoulder in, that's not over technical? Absolutely. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. Play with it, make one, and post in the comments your pictures. I'd love to see them. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. So subscribe and ring the bell so that you can keep up to date with all the new content that I put up. You can also go over to Patreon, join our membership there. So there you get lots of exclusives and early releases on all the content. And you even get an opportunity, if you choose, to have a one-to-one private consultation. And we can talk about any relational concerns that you might have and hopefully get you achieving your goals with your horses. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Bye.